No, that sounds fucking stupid. All right. Hey everyone, my name is Zach Barber. Welcome to the Lawn Barber. Today I'm going to show you how to charge for a mulch job effectively. We're going to start with the preparation phase and end with the end state. And then I'm going to show you everything in between. So we want to make sure that our customers are happy, but also we're making a profit. So let's dive in. Alright, in today's video, we're going to break it down into 5 steps. We have assessing costs, applying a profit margin, total costs, what to look for, and shortcomings and pitfalls. Assessing costs. So costs can be broken into 3 different categories: labor, materials, and equipment. For labor, all you're going to do is you're going to multiply the estimated required time times hourly rates. For materials, really, you just need to figure out the cost of the actual mulch itself, any delivery fees, and then if you're doing some type of weed barrier fabric, and then the pins and anything else that is associated with that. And then lastly, don't forget about the actual equipment. So most of the equipment in a mulch job is just basic hand tools, wheelbarrows, rakes, shovels, etc. However, if you need to rent something because they have excess material, and you have to haul it away, well then charge appropriately. There's something to note is you need to compare your prices with your competition and ensure that you're creating value for your customers. If you're not creating a lot of value, you probably can't charge a lot of money. Number 2 is profit margins. So for me specifically, I want to see a 20% profit margin. And this is because the S&P 500 historically is at a 10% ROI. And there are some savings accounts that are offering up to 5% currently to this day. So if you're not making at least those things, you're wasting your time. And that is because the amount of effort that it takes for you to put into your business is a lot more than just throwing your money into one of those accounts. Something that probably doesn't get talked about enough is depreciation. Depreciation should be factored into all of your jobs. The equipment that you own currently will break one day. We just think that when we own a piece of equipment that we'll replace it when it comes there. But the best way of doing it is making your customers pay for it. How you can do that for easy math is imagine a $10,000 lawnmower that you expect to last you 5 seasons. So each season you should be able to recoup and put $2,000 back into that savings account for the next lawnmower. This depreciation amount should be ultimately passed down to the customer so that you are not left holding the bag. This will ensure that you're not using your own money, but also you're remaining profitable. Step 3, we're going to go over estimating total costs. For you to quote correctly, you need to have a great relationship with all the stakeholders, to include vendors and suppliers. Now, these suppliers will have often cheat sheets, something like this, that will be updated every so often. Just as long as you have that relationship, anytime there's an update, they should send it to you. But that pricing sheet will get you in the ballpark so that you can price fast and effectively. Let's go through an example. We have 1 rectangular shape, 1 circular shape, and 1 stylish irregular shape. Here's how you would calculate a rectangular area, length times width. So 4 times 10 equals 40 square foot. For our circular area, all you're going to do is 3.14 times 3 foot squared would equal 28.26 square foot. And then lastly, all we're going to do is find out the average width, which we said is between 5 and 7. So 5 plus 7 equals 12. Divide that by 2, so 6. 6 times 20 equals 120 square feet. Total in all 3 shapes, we have 188 square feet. At 3 inches deep is about 1.74 cubic yards of mulch needed. At $43.70 per cubic yard, we're just gonna get 2 cubic yards, which would be $87.40. Now for labor costs, we're gonna imagine that it takes a 2-man crew 6 hours at $20 an hour in wages would equal $240 in labor charges. Additional costs, I didn't have to use any equipment. However, I am going to add a $50 charge for any fuel that was used, as well as depreciation of my equipment. Total cost, add everything up and you get $377.40. Now, I added depreciation of my equipment into this scenario. However, we did not talk about overhead whatsoever. And that's a whole nother animal. I'll share a link to a video that explains all that right here. Lastly, applying a profit margin. In this scenario, I'm doing 20%. So 20% would come out to $75.48. You add the total cost of $377.40 plus the $75.48, which will be a grand total to charge your customer $452.88. And there you have it. That is the price that you need to charge your customer. Now, if you have a crazy amount of overhead, you may want to factor that in as well. Now let's start with the actual work, and preparation is key. So these mulch jobs are going to fall into two categories. You're either going to have existing mulch beds that you're just going to refresh, or you're going to start from scratch. The first thing you're going to do is get rid of any weeds. And then you're going to grab a rake and smooth out the property or the mulch bed so that it's smooth and free of any major debris. Next, you're going to grab an edging tool or a spade or a shovel, something like that, and then create a clear boundary. And then lastly, this is where you would lay down landscape fabric as an option and secure it. Now it's time to apply the mulch. Ultimately, what you're trying to do is you take the mulch and put it in the general vicinity and then spread it out with the rake. You're ultimately trying to get 3 inches of depth. Now, the industry standard is somewhere between 2 and 4 inches, but anything after 4 inches, you need to start removing that excess material. Something you want to avoid is button mulch up to actually plant stems or tree trunks to avoid moisture as well as tree rot. After spreading the mulch, water the mulch immediately. This will help it settle and stay in place. Afterwards, do a final inspection and ensure that it is exactly how you want, and then make any adjustments as necessary. Finally, clean up any leftovers of the materials, the tools, or the debris. Ensure that your work area is nice and tidy. Then advise your customers on maintenance practices, such as flipping up the mulch every so often, as well as replenishing annually to ensure that the mulch maintains its appearance as well as its effectiveness. When pricing and performing a mulch job, keep an eye out on these factors: quality of mulch, client's preferences, and then site conditions.
On there.
By considering these factors, you are ensuring that your job will meet your customers' expectations as well as stay in budget. Be aware of potential shortcomings and pitfalls. Underestimating costs. This can lead to underpricing and reduced profitability. Ignoring market rates. By not considering competitive pricing, you may lose upon potential clients. Overlooking maintenance. By not advising your customers on mulch maintenance may lead to dissatisfaction over time. And that's pretty much it. If you just follow these simple steps, you'll ensure that you have a successful mulch job. Out of all the things you can do is don't fuck up your profits. If you mess that up, you're going out of business. Figure that out, dog. I'm serious. Like it or not, if you got something from this video, please consider subscribing. Thanks.